Welcome to the RPGamer review of Deity 2. This is read by Sperambres, written by Dalandar, and the video is edited by Airfrog. It seemed like yesterday that the original Deity was shadow dropped during E3 2021 to showcase its indie take on tactical RPGs. But here we are, 4 years later, and Sword & Axe LLC has returned to the world of Terrazail with Deity 2. While the original brought some unique elements and feel like it was trying to capture a new audience, this sequel seems more focused on giving a tight-knit and familiar tactical experience. This refined outlook has some benefits as well as drawbacks, with the engaging class system bringing a good amount of customization still, but it feels like a game that is very much playing it safe. Set 20 years after the Empyrean Wars, the story focuses on a trio of siblings, Gwyn, Arthur, and Riordan, as they navigate being fledgling members of the Order led by their father, Irving. Irving has been pushing his kid into an increasingly difficult politically charged situation on the continent of Veroa to navigate while maintaining neutrality. Gwyn is the de facto leader that everyone looks up to, but harbors a lot of self-doubt and her ability. Arthur is the adopted child that adheres to the letter of the law, but doesn't know where they truly belong. And Riordan is the free-spirited glue that holds everyone together but doesn't take much seriously. Alden, all grow up, watches over the trios as a shepherd worrying over how quickly they are leaving the innocence of being children behind. Together, they meet up with an eclectic cast of characters as they uncover the sources behind the region's instability as it is thrown into a new war. With a lot of the focus on the fledgling group, the game used some of its early chapter to establish additional characters and open up old wounds before the war really gets underway. This can make things feel slow as it spends the time setting the scene before the true villains make their presence known. Luckily, the characterization of the sibling and some of the characters they meet make for a grand tale. Unfortunately, this dedication isn't given to the entire cast, but they all have moments of story relevance before being relegated to the background characters on the map. The sensation of characters' smaller levels of influence and a bigger world allows for moments of interesting introspection on how a war-torn land affects their psyches as well as citizens around them. The early going includes decisions for players to make about how Gwyn handles some of the political situations. Beyond story implications that alter the plot in small but tangible ways, they also provide immediate rewards in the form of some equipment and resources and some altered campaign maps. A weapon found during the first choice was equipped all the way through the end games, meaning the decision isn't just thematic, as the rewards can have a long-lasting consequences on a party composition, making some character more easily powerful than other depending on the route undertaken. Players primarily engage in combat through story chapter maps. There are optional challenge maps for rare weapons as well as purchasable trainings map if players need additional leveling up. Featuring a large cast of 20 characters, the deployment limit means that favorites are kept and those deemed less useful are tossed to the wayside. However, with the robust class system and randomized attribute gains, there's a chance that one playthrough star is another duds. Every character has a tier of 4 classes they can promote into using an item, with a second tier available at higher levels as long as the promotional items are available. Some characters have overlapping class choices, but there is enough there to make everyone feel unique, even if some aptitude make it obvious which class is the best match for that character. Characters in Dark Deity 2 each have a unique skill and gain 2 new ones for each promotion tier. Many of these abilities are very useful, and players can combine support abilities such as healing, buffing, or debuffing with attacks to make some devastating combos from typically weaker characters. Skill can also be upgraded with particular items that allow for a choice of one of the 4 options. There are 2 levels of upgrade, and they often make abilities cost less, have further range, or add feature to the skill that can make each one feel more distinct. There are still more customization options in Dark Deity 2. There are 5 weapon types whose usage is only restricted by class, with each weapon having 2 slots for runes. These runes bestow upgrades and stat boosts to help players tailor each one to what works best with the equipping character. There's also rings that can be crafted using gems to create a unique piece of equipment that can be utilized by anyone. Gems come from defeating enemies, opening treasure chests, and as a reward from clearing bounding events, unlock as certain partnerships fight closely together. Rings offer upgrades to elements like a character-based stat or increase their ability range, and some combination can be game-breaking. It can be difficult to aim for specific rings with the hodgepodge of gems collected, but like additional promotion item, stat boost, skill upgrade, and runes, they can be purchased if players have the funds. Most chapters require players to keep Gwyn standing while accomplishing objectives within a turn limit. Losing other party members is not penalized too much, with the only detriment being a temporary injury that affects their next usage. Penalties often come in the form of lowered attributes or an ability to dodge for a chapter, and are more of a nuisance than anything that truly alters the flow of combat. Playing thoughtfully rarely results in any injuries because the enemies are often spread out enough that they can be fought with minimal risk if a team is well-rounded. While the game makes ideal upgrade path obvious, players aren't punished too badly for experimentation, and it's hard to make a character fully ineffective. Those looking to adjust the challenge can switch between 4 different difficulty options, as well as utilize a campaign modifier. Some options can be modified, include shuffle player recruitment order, as well as enemy placement and their classes. It also adjusts how quickly the players and enemies units can gain stats from leveling up. Things still feel polished enough that even the most randomized of campaigns is still beatable, which still give it a layer of intriguing replayability beyond just choosing different classes. Side objective and many chapter map net player goals and stat boosting potion. This make them worth going for and add a welcome bit of extra challenge. Adding the extra strategic layers of trying to save citizens and purify shrines during a mission gives player the option to flex their mental fortitude and help make the maps more memorable. Dark Deity 2 featured crisp and detailed sprites for the combatant that traverse the battlegrounds. Class change shift these accordingly, though disappointingly each class has a single base model with only hairstyle and color differentiating each party member. Enemies' design are lacking any distinguishing portraits, but what enemy does have over player characters is access to a few weapons that player will never use, making their combat animation differ from those of the party members. Character portraits and backgrounds are well detailed, though their facial expression can occasionally clash with the dialogue. The voice acting is well done, with everyone having their role performed with a lot of art behind it. While main story events are voice, bound discussions are unvoiced, which feel like a missed opportunity due to how alternatively comedic and poignant those conversations can be. The music is capably composed with a lot of track utilizing orchestral instrument to fit the situation well enough. There are two schools of thought for Dark Deity 2. The game will feel very familiar to tactical RPGs fan, and it plays things quite safe. However, there is poise and polish to everything, and a single playthrough is easily enjoyed through its gameplay option alone. Despite the lack of bell and whistle to make it feel unique, the game deserves reward for how it utilizes its strength. Dark Deity 2 is like picking up comfort food, and that is perfectly enjoyable as something easy to digest for tactical fans. RPGamer give Dark Deity 2 3.5 out of 5. For more detail, hit up the link in the description below. For more video content, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitch for daily stream of your favorite RPGs. Join on the discussion at rpgamer.com on Discord. And for the latest in the RPG news, head over to rpgamer.com.